Hey guys, so how's it going? Today's a little different. We're going to open up the video in my kitchen. But I promise, just stick with me for a few seconds and we're going to be teleported by the magic of technology and video editing out into the desert. But in this video, I'm going to take you to one of the ancient Aztec, Maya, and Native American sacred waters or springs that are located out in plain sight. They're really hidden in plain sight here in Las Vegas. And all of these ancient springs, they're all marked by petroglyphs and things. And there's trails leading from one to another. But all these springs around here in Vegas, in this area, these made it possible for the Aztec, the Maya, the Native Americans to go back and forth from like Mexico and other areas to their ancient lands, like some of the underground cities that I've been writing about that are hidden in the deserts here by our military bases, like Area 51. This is one of the springs that made it possible for the Aztecs and Native Americans and everybody to go back and forth to these places. And this is why they remained hidden for so long. Because if you didn't know where all these secret springs and water sources were, you couldn't get out to these areas in the deserts. You'd die. So this is one of these springs. So in just a few seconds, we're going to be magically teleported out into the desert. So I hope you enjoy the video. And if you have any questions or comments, ask me in the comments. I have a group on Facebook called Esoteric Essays where I've written about a lot of this stuff. And if you ask to join that group, Esoteric Essays, I'll quickly accept your request to join the group, and then you can read all these essays and you'll know more about what I'm talking about. But hopefully I put enough information in this video for you to understand. So off to the spring. So we've been teleported out to the desert. I know it's really windy out here and I'm horribly sorry. I'll try to make this short right here. But as you can see, we are at the RedRock Canyon National Conservation Area. And if you look out back here, there's nothing but desert and mountains. And that's because this is a protected area. And as you can tell, that's where the houses of Las Vegas end. So we are going to continue on up this road and I will show you the springs. So I know it's still windy up here, it'll get better, but this is the official entrance to RedRock Canyon. And over there is the visitor center, and that's the gate with all the cars. You actually have to register online so they know who you are before they even allow you in here anymore. And over there's the Red Rocks, and it's like a 11-mile loop. And there is some petroglyphs and some springs in here, but that's not the one we're going to go see. We're going to go back down this main road about a mile, and we're going to go onto a spring that's on the backside of this protected area. Okay, see you there. So this is the area that we really want to go to, not the main entrance like I just showed you. This is on the backside of the protected area of RedRock, and this is where you want to turn right. And these signs are a big hint that there's something of importance to go look at or historical value, these brown signs. So if you ever see one of these are really worth going and checking out. And the stories you're officially told are not really always the official story, it's just the ones they tell you. But follow me as we continue on this little adventure. Okay, that's where we're going down there. It's called the Red Spring, and it's on the back side of the RedRock Preserve. And you don't have to pay to get into this area. But I stopped here so I could show you this sign. See? Caution, tortoise in area. These are the things that they do to protect an area when they can't protect it officially. They'll say that there's endangered species around and they limit access to the area that way. But we're going to go closer to this Red Spring now. Okay, and the wind won't be so bad in a second. Okay, so we are at the Red Spring. It is a BLM National Conservation Land area. These are the hours. See, here's the big gate where they can fence it off. Sorry about the wind. The only thing out around this area are these extremely expensive mansions that cost millions of dollars. And these people all live around this land. For some reason, they got permission to build on this area. But if we go inside this spring area here, I will show you what all of this is here protecting and guarding. I mean, as you can see, they have strict hours. This whole place is shut down at night. I came here one night to poke around by myself, and there were like 7 cop cars sitting at the gates, waiting for everybody to leave so they could close off everything. Oops, there went my hat. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I got my hat. I'm a little out of breath because I had to run, but the wind's not so bad down here. It's still a little bad. But this is the beginning of like the Calico Basin trails, and they have signage telling you what's all around. They talk about the plants. If you notice up there, there's a wooden fence, and this whole area is fenced off all the way around. And I'm going to show you why this whole area is fenced off. And it has to do with the petroglyphs and the spring that I'm going to show you. I mean, they've invested a lot of money into this area. They've got bathrooms, picnic areas, and this is on the backside of RedRock. So you can come here for free. The other side, you actually have to pay money. So we come over here. So that's why I'm not showing you the springs that are inside of RedRock itself. There are some springs that are guarded, and they have to do with the Aztecs, just like this spring does. And there's some petroglyphs there. But you have to pay them money to go in there, and I don't want to pay them money. So I figured I'd show you the free area. So, okay. Look at this picnic area, man. I mean, they've invested a lot of money. Look at this. This is the whole, that's where we are here. Okay, let's continue on this way. Oh, what a pretty poodle. I like your dog. Yep. All right, now we're gonna keep walking. Now, you see that walkway down there with the black handrail? That's an elevated walkway that goes up the side of this little slope. I mean, this is odd. What's this over here? I'll explain what all this is when we get over here. See, look at this sign. Please keep out of fenced area. Why do they want you to stay out of here? The National Conservation Lands. They say rattlesnake habitat. Oh boy, they're trying to scare you to stay out of there. Don't feed the fish. Oh, don't ditch a fish. That's because there's some water out here that shouldn't be out here that don't make a lot of sense. This is all the propaganda. Here's the Red Spring Desert Oasis. For thousands of years, both wildlife and people depended on the Red Spring and its lush vegetation. That's true, and this is where we're getting into the Aztec, the Maya, and their secret sacred springs that allowed them to go from Mexico all the way back and forth to secret areas and like out in the desert over here where Area 51 is. But look at this. You're not even allowed on the ground. You're not allowed to step foot on the ground. This is really like sacred areas to some Native American tribes, and that's why they're doing this. But people found out about this and they've come exploring, so now they have to do this. And they've made up their own stories on why this is all like this. But let's keep going back here. I mean, you gotta understand, right now, It's January. It's freaking freezing, man. And in the summer, it's literally 120 degrees. So if you don't have no water, you can't survive. That's why this is so important. How you doing? Trying to keep random people off camera. They don't like it sometimes. Look at this. We're still elevated off the ground because you are not allowed to get on the ground. This is a beautiful place, but it is rugged and dangerous. And that's why the Native Americans and Aztecs used to call this the land of death, the valley of death. That's where we get Death Valley from. It's always had names like this. So now we're up at the top of the hill. And you can go this way or this way. It makes a big circle all around this protected area. So it's going to take another 5 or 10 minutes to get there, so I'm going to shut this off right now. And I'll turn it on a little farther down. Be back in a minute. So we're still walking, but I wanted to show you some of these trees that are sitting here. They look dead, but they're not dead. There's some down there, past that big giant rock that's sitting in the field for no reason at all. I wonder what that is and why we can't get near it. But look at all these trees. They even had to make a bridge over this area, but there's trees all over. The trees are here because of the water that's coming out of the side of this spring, this mountain. And that's why this is all protected. But let's go closer. And when we get closer, you'll be able to hear better. We'll be back in a minute. All right, it's still windy, but I wanted to give you a little bit better view of that giant block over there in the middle of the field that we can't get near. But look at all this grass. The only reason it's brown is because it is so cold outside. But this is like an ocean of green in the middle of the desert. This is why this is protected. And the Aztecs and the Native Americans used to use this area on their journeys back and forth from Mexico to Area 51 and some of their other underground cities. And I'll show you the spring. We're getting closer. And I mean, you can see the vegetation and everything's getting even thicker the closer we get to it. And again, I still want to know what the story is with these big boulders that are sitting in the middle of the field that we can't get near. Why don't they want us to get near those? But look at all these trees. This is totally crazy for out in the desert. All these green shrubs and bushes. It's beautiful out here at certain times. It's an oasis out in the middle of Death Valley. But here we go. Here's some of their trees and stuff that's out here. Ash trees. Here's about a spring being born. Evidence of an ancient spring. Yeah, nothing about the Aztecs or the Mayans or the Olmec or whoever you want to call them. Nothing about them using this as a way point to get to the underground city that's being hidden by Area 51. So, I cannot go back there now. I have actually been back there. If you look, I'm gonna zoom in. Way back there is a spring. It's a cave that goes into the mountain. See? All the way back there. That's a giant mountain up there. Big, huge blocks or boulders or whatever that is. But way back there is a cave and an entrance. And if you go in there, you'll see that there's water coming out of there all year long, and that's why everything here is so green. If you dig a hole near the entrance of that thing and wait a minute or two, it'll pull up into a giant puddle of super fresh water that you could drink, and it'll keep you from dying on your trip back and forth from here to Mexico to the underground city that's at Area 51. See, they don't tell you these things. They only give you their their official story. It's getting windy again. Hold on, let's keep walking. I'm sorry. Let's try to find some of these petroglyphs. Here, let's get some better look at these rocks, or whatever they are. Sorry about the sun. Man, the sun's in a bad spot for me to get that. Right here, there's a giant one laying on its side in the walkway. They've been built to go over it. See? I mean, this is a very mysterious area, and it's not what we're told. See, there's that protective field. Alright, let's keep going. Let's see if I can show you some of these petroglyphs. I might have to go back and find them. But this is the giant mountain that spring is pouring out of the side out of. Like I say, you got more of these giant blocks or whatever they are in the middle of the field that we're not allowed to go in. Look, they even make a platform for you to go out there. That's probably for some kind of ceremonies. More of those. Okay, here, now we'll see some petroglyphs. And all of these things mean certain things. And the explanations you're given are just normally nonsense. Here's the Red Spring rock art. And here's some of their pictures of it. It's hard to see. But on this rock right here, if I zoom in, you might be able to see some of it on there. It's hard to see. I'll zoom back out. Up on that rock, there's some right there. And it's actually hidden on all of these rocks, all over the place. And they show you the couple pictures of these that you can still sort of see from this walkway right here. That's right next to it. And then it discourages you from going up there and looking at the ones that are hidden behind those shelves up there and stuff. But like I said, you gotta come here at night or something to try to get around these fences when no one's really watching. And there's people out here that are part of the BLM, and they just hang out here all day long in plain clothes. And they pay attention to people doing things they're not supposed to be doing. I've actually gotten in trouble by some of them. But look at this, it's all protected all the way around. I don't know if you can see the fence, but it goes all the way around. They don't want you in this meadow or field, and they definitely don't want you climbing around on this part of the rocks up here. And I say that there's even more reasons buried in here that they don't want you to see. But that's what this spring is that I just showed you down there. This is one of the ancient Aztec, Mexican, Native American, Maya, Olmec springs that they used to go back and forth from Mexico to the underground cities that we were always talked about, that they called Aztlan. And one of those areas is underneath Area 51. And there's more springs. There's springs all over the place. I'll show you maybe some in the video. I'll put some pictures in some of their locations. And you'll see they all start circling Area 51. If you really start finding more springs, they all circle it more and more. But, alright, I'm gonna head back. It's getting cold. Look, I'm telling you, rattlesnake habitat. Stay on boardwalk. These signs are brand new. These were not here even a year ago. They've never been here. But they are trying. Look at this giant ass whatever it is. What is this, man? They want you to just believe it's a giant rock that fell off this mountain. But I mean, something's not adding up here. I mean, I know it's not adding up here, and it wouldn't be exciting if I just blurted everything out. But I'm trying to lead you guys in the right direction so you understand how they've hidden all of this stuff right in front of our faces. Alright. Hopefully you can understand and get the idea of how big this area is and how impressive and beautiful it is too. Okay. Maybe there'll be more to this video, maybe there won't be. We'll see. Depends if I find something else interesting or I want to blurt out some more things. Alright, talk to you guys in a little. Peace. Okay, I'm not supposed to do it, but I am. We're going back to the cave in the spring so you can really see it. See, here's the sides of the rocks. But here's the running water, right here. And if you go back inside there, it comes out of there. Okay, we're gonna get out of here. See, people graffitied on the rocks. More disgusting crap. All right, we're gonna get out of here. But that's one of the ancient Aztec sacred waters that allowed them to get to the underground city that Area 51's hiding. All right, we're out of here. All right, so I'm still back here at the spring. And the reason I showed you the spring as clearly as I did, so you can see that there's really water flowing out of it. And there has been for thousands and thousands of years. But there's an ancient guarded Maya teaching that says when these ancient springs stop flowing, that this will be a catastrophe for all the humans on this planet. And I'm saying we're getting close to this, and all these earthquakes are leading up to this. I mean, all these things are connected underground by a huge tunnel and water system that's flooded now. And that's why things like Devil's Hole, when there's an earthquake, on the other side of the planet, the water inside that Devil's Hole starts swashing around. So I know that these things are all connected, and I know that an earthquake is about to bring the Mayan legends to fruition. So I wanted to show you guys this before this happened, before these waters stop flowing. All right, it's getting too windy. I gotta get out of here. I'm freezing. I'm gonna tell you, it's like 40 degrees out here. I had to come back to this rock with the petroglyphs on it. They're really hard to see because they're worn. But anybody notice this thing looks a little bit like a pyramid without a top on it? Just wanted to draw that out to your guys' attention. Oh yeah, one more thing. I know I jumped over the fence and I went over there and showed you the spring. I do not want anyone to do that, and I do not recommend anybody does that. I did it to show you what was there and to give you the real official story of what this spring is and how it really connects to the Aztecs and our ancient history. And I'm pointing out the lies they've told us. So now you do not need to go see this for yourselves. I've shown you. I claim that God has given me the permission to do this. He put me on this planet for a reason, and I'm walking around showing everybody what I'm seeing. And I'm not hurting anything. I'm not being disrespectful to anyone. In fact, I'm being as respectful as I possibly can, trying to find out what's really happened in our ancient past and not go along with the lies and propaganda that's been told to us. So I just wanted to say that clearly right now. If anybody has a problem with me going over and showing you the spring, then take it up with God. He was okay with me doing it. I didn't hurt anything. I accidentally stepped on a few plants, but I didn't kill them. I didn't hurt anything. I didn't leave any trash, and I didn't disrespect any of the markings on the rocks. So, but, okay, I just wanted you guys to see this. I mean, it does. It looks like a pyramid with the top chopped off. I'd still like to find that one. I can't find that up on the rocks. But, okay, we're going to keep walking. Look, there's petroglyphs all over. There's some on that one over there. They're just really hard to see. All right, and like, look at this. Totally enclosed. I actually had to go over. Somebody else jumped over the fence for me earlier because my hat flew off and ended up over there by the petroglyphs, and somebody jumped over there and helped me because I'm still too fat to jump over that wall. The other one was easier. I had a bench so I could get over it. But I know it's windy. I'm just trying to show you guys this whole area because it's impossible for you guys to come see all this. And since I'm here, I'd figure I'd show it to you. I mean, all those rocks out there, all those mountains you're allowed to come rock climb on. Just not this one for some reason. This whole thing is totally fenced off. And you cannot rock climb or go anywhere up there for some reason. I wonder why. This is one of their sites of initiation. Alright, we're still going. I'm gonna shut it off because I don't want to get this person on camera. He might not want to be on camera. Okay, I'm on the other side of this protected area. Let's see, here's the fence again, and here's the rattlesnake sign. And see that sign? It says this is not a trail. And look it up there. That is a very old ancient trail that was probably once used by the Aztec, the Maya, the Olmec, and anyone else that came through here. And now it's fenced off. We're told straight to our face it's not a trail when it's clearly an ancient trail. I mean, see, this is how they lie to us, straight to our face. And it leads directly to the spring. Like if you go, the spring's over there. And if you turn this way, that trail lines up and goes over that hill that way. Totally lines up with the spring. The ancient trail. It's right there, right in front of our faces, and they tell us that that's not a trail and that there's rattlesnakes and stay away. Alright, let's see if I find anything else worthwhile to show you guys. But we're going to head back down the hill this way. It's going to take a few minutes. It's quite a ways back here. Alright, see you in a little. Peace.